Hey guys, welcome back. In the last episode, we did the child portion of the Spirit Temple, and in this episode, we'll be finishing up the other part of it that you have to do as an adult. As you can see, as Link is playing the song, he's got the silver gauntlets equipped now. We needed these to progress in the dungeon. We were supposed to give them to Naburu, but she didn't make it out, so... I mean, Link still had them. He's got to make use of them somehow. And you can see off in the distance, there is that giant plant. The one we planted as a kid was so tiny and it turns into this thing that you can fly on. Not sure where they got this idea from, but this will let us get both this Skulltula here that we saw earlier. And we also saw a heart piece from way up high when we got the silver gauntlets last episode. Thinking this is the only magic bean plant that actually unlocks 2 things for you. All the rest are 1, I'm pretty sure. So now we're gonna go off to get the heart piece, hopefully. Jump is a little bit hard to time, just because this thing really does move super fast, so... I think it slows down just a little bit here. There we go. Okay, actually made it. That's good. And now we will have everything we need to beat this temple. So this will hopefully be the last time we come here, unless I end up forgetting some Skulltulas and have to come here for the final, like, epilogue video? Is that what you call it? After the credits? I think that's what it's called, an epilogue. Yeah, that giant block, Link can now push that. I don't think you're required to kill this enemy. It's more of just a distraction. It does do a good job of distracting you and not making you not see the switch up above it, though. Same thing with this enemy. This one's a little bit harder to avoid, though, so I might kill it just because of that. I will need to hookshot over to that treasure chest without it interrupting me, so... We'll see. Oh, no. Yeah, okay, I tried. Oh, I'm trying so hard not to fight this thing. There we go. Okay. It doesn't have a way back up. But that would have been a lot simpler for me to just kill it and then get the treasure chest. Is this the compass? Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I think I remember saying that in the last episode. I was saying you must get the compass like immediately after becoming an adult, and you sure do. It's the very first thing. So, technically that was a completely skippable room. I think they intend for you to use hover boots to get this, but if you just do a jump slash, you go barely far enough to pick it up. I feel like I paused the game enough times, having to switch equipment, mainly the boots. Prefer to... I don't think I'll have to put on the hover boots ever again for the rest of the playthrough, if I'm remembering right. We'll see. There's still quite a bit left. I definitely won't be beating the game in this episode. The next episode... There's a possibility the next episode I'll be beating the game. It's gonna be real close, though. Probably the only way I would beat the game next episode is if I made it a longer episode. Which, my episodes are already pretty long, so I don't know if that's a good idea to make it even longer. I keep mentioning that I should use a timer while I'm recording these so I know about when to stop, but I'm pretty surprised. I seem to be getting about an hour-long video in every episode without looking at any timer of any sort, so It's been working out. If I end up with like a 3-hour episode at some point, then I'll start using a timer because I feel like I have no other choice. Also, that enemy placement, they do that multiple times in this dungeon. They just drop it out of nowhere. And here's another invisible enemy. Also out of nowhere. Failed to do a spin attack. I think I missed 2 of them. Okay, there we go. So these sun things, we encountered one when we were a kid, and it taught us that they need to be put in light. So use this mirror reflection to light them up, and this is the one that opens the door. It's the 3rd one. Pretty sure both of these are useless. It's like maybe bombs? A recovery heart? I technically needed it, but wow, and then they take it right away with an ice trap. That's the first ever ice trap we've experienced. It appears to be a Gerudo specific thing though, because the only other place I can think of where that happens is in Ganondorf's castle, and also the Gerudo's like training grounds. So we need a key somewhere in here. There's like 2 treasure chests in this room, I think, that I haven't gotten. So one of them ought to have that key. Honestly, do not remember which one it is. There's also going to be a Skulltula we can get in here. Okay, well, there's the key. I probably don't even need to check the other treasure chests, but I suppose just in case I will. Wow. One of the pots came up here and tried to hit me from all the way down there, but it missed. How sad. I might actually need to equip the hover boots here right after I said I wouldn't need them. Unless there's another way over across here, but oh, okay, there is. Never mind. Pretty confident this is not a key. Yeah, okay. 5 rupees. Did not remember the game giving you so many of those. Like in a casual playthrough, I know it feels like you get them non-stop in randomizers, but I thought it was just because you're getting so many treasure chests, like non-stop. But no. Even in the regular game, it's just, they just keep showing up. It's like, why did they do that? They're just padding treasure chests. I actually feel like that was one of my biggest issues with Breath of the Wild. I love the game, but there was like 2 things I didn't like about it. And one was, I felt like the side quests were basically pointless. They might have been fun, but they were pretty much pointless. And then my other concern was treasure chests also just felt totally worthless. And apparently that's a problem in this game as well. I think it's a bigger deal, like more of an issue in an open world game like Breath of the Wild though than it is in this game. Because I mean, at least in here it's like, I mean, you're not going out of your way to get the treasure chests. You're just kind of walking right by them and picking them up. In Breath of the Wild, like, you would defeat an entire enemy camp to unlock a treasure chest. That's your only reward, and that treasure chest is totally worthless. So these guys actually totally ignore you until you hit them. Pretty cool. So, as a kid, you can just duck under them, but as an adult, you're a little bit too tall. You can, like, position yourself just right, but I feel like I always end up getting hit anyway, so I just step back and take, like, an extra 2 seconds to kill him, doing it that way. What is... Oh, okay, I know what this is. Yeah, wow, I can't believe I just forgot that. Yeah, so once we get this item, we are going to have to backtrack a little bit through the dungeon. We get the mirror shield. And this is basically just used on those sun face things on the walls. We need this. So we like have a portable mirror statue now. Just lets us access a few additional rooms that will gain us access to the boss room eventually. We're getting pretty close to the end here. It feels so much shorter going into it, basically because, I mean, I went into it at the halfway point since half the dungeon was done when we were a kid. Okay. So I think we've only got like 4 rooms left or something. I'm gonna count just to make sure. See how close I was in that guess. 4 rooms. I think I'm going to need the Ocarina very soon, so I am going to keep it equipped. Don't need to kill those guys, but they really do get in the way. Weird that they put all that effort into making that that wall, I guess. But then you can just use the long shot to skip the entire thing. You definitely have to deal with it very frequently in the randomizer because a lot of the times you're here without even the hook shot. But in the base game, you really don't have to deal with it. So here's a neat little trick. You can just, when Link gets hit, he's invincible for a short moment. So if you just touch one of these fire slugs and then run up to the treasure chest, you're invincible and can walk right through the fire and just pick up the boss key. I guess that's technically a glitch. But I already did it, so oh well. Too bad. What was that, the 3rd room? And this is the 4th room? So it looks like I was 1 off because I think we have 1 room left. So there was 5 rooms left, and I guessed 4. Pretty close. I just sneak attacked the guy that was trying to sneak attack me. I knew that there was a treasure chest here. No clue what's in this, though. Most likely worthless. Yep. I mean, we don't have a single additional locked door throughout the rest of the dungeon, so I can probably just ignore any future treasure chests I see along the way. I think that's the last one anyway, though. So these are a unique enemy. I've never done it myself, but I've heard that if you use Din's fire on these things, it actually crashes the game. Pretty crazy. I guess they really just didn't test Din's fire too much because it really feels like a super underutilized mechanic in this game in general. Very little testing, and it's used in like 1 room in the entire game, which is in the Shadow Temple when you have to burn those wooden walls. Other than that, it's never really used again because the fire arrows act as a permanent substitute, and with how short the animation is for that in comparison to Din's fire, like, why would you ever use Din's fire in this game? Oops. Wrong button! Oops. Alright. I did get the boss key, right? Yeah, okay. When oh, right. That was that was when I like damaged myself to go right through the fire. It was so inconsequential that I didn't even remember it. Ho ho ho! Looks like someone's here, Kome. He. Looks like it, Kotake. What an outrageous fellow he is to intrude so boldly into our temple. Ho ho ho! We should teach this outrageous fellow a lesson. He. Oh, loyal minion. Destroy this intruder on our behalf. So I guess this dungeon technically has 3 mini-bosses. I'm cool with more mini-bosses. It would have been nice if they did that for more dungeons. Maybe 2 instead of 3. Maybe 3 is a little bit too much. So this one's armor does not fall off like the other ones. Because... well, I guess during the fight, the armor doesn't fall off. It just turns into a cutscene. And that's because it was actually Naburu. Where am I? Well, well. Looks like she's back to normal, Kome. She's just a little girl, but she commands a lot of respect among the Gerudo, Kotake. Maybe we should make her work for the great Ganondorf for a little while longer. Ho ho ho. Then we should brainwash her again. Hee hee hee. Dang, Link, you just stood there and watched? Oh, I mean, there were 2 attacks. I don't think I could block both of them, but... this is actually, that was a cutscene that they use in the intro for the game. If you just sit there and don't press start, eventually it plays that in the intro cutscene. I'm thinking it's a slightly altered cutscene though. Like it plays out slightly differently, or at least it looks slightly different. So you go straight from the mini-boss to the boss. Look at that stupid kid. He came on his own to offer himself as a sacrifice to the great Ganondorf. With my flame, I will burn him to the bone. Oh, that's good. I didn't have to laugh myself this time. With my frost, I will freeze him to his soul. They really do the hee 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 and ho ho ho. So, I'd say this is the most likely boss fight for me to actually get hit in. It's also probably the most annoying boss fight in the game, just because it's so random. I have to aim this attack at the other one, but their movements are completely random, so sometimes they just go right behind you because they can fly. You can do this to kind of force them to stay in place, but only for a little while, and then she'll immediately start moving like that. I don't remember if it's 3 or 4 hits. Hopefully it's 3. If so, if I get it on the next hit, then this will have gone very well. Like, the best I've ever had it go. I mean, it looked like I hit her. I don't know which one's attacking. Okay. Oh, jeez. Okay, it looked like I completely missed that time. So it is 4 hits, alright. She's trying to run away. Oh, dang it. Yeah, she was at too much of an angle. I would have missed otherwise if I didn't face myself that way. I can't go far enough over. Yeah, if their attack hits the ground, it can actually end up doing a ton of damage to you. Like, after the initial hit, Link will, like, catch on fire and stay on fire and continue taking damage. Oh, I thought that was gonna not register as a hit. That would have sucked. Okay, let's get serious now, Kotake. Oh, okay, Kome. Kotake and Kome's double dynamite attack. Man, that's the same face he gave Ruto. This part's not as annoying, but she does... You have to get the same element 3 times in a row, or else it resets. So sometimes she switches elements, and that makes this take quite a while. But Luckily, it looks like she did not do that here. Ah, there's a way to time it so you can one-cycle her. I did not get the timing there. I think the more damage she takes, the more likely she is to switch elements. So she's probably going to switch here. She's probably going to switch on the next one. If she doesn't, I got very lucky. Yep, she switched. Yeah, it takes up a large portion of the stage when she does that. She's probably going to do like 3 ice and... Oh, wow! Okay, that's still quite lucky. Wow, I was just 1 hit off. I was so close. Yeah, the first phase was much worse than that. Shoot! What a fresh kid. This time we'll get serious. Right, Kotake? What? Hey, Kome. What is that above your head? I don't know, but you have one over your head too, Kotake. But I'm only 400 years old, and I'm just 380 years old. We're twins. Don't try to lie about your age. You must have gone senile. Who are you calling senile? Is that how you treat your older sister? We are twins. How can you be older? How heartless you are. How can you be so ungrateful? You're heartless. You ungrateful. Whew, I had to read very fast there. I'll come back to haunt you. Well, this dungeon went by very quickly, so I might actually finish things next episode after all, because it's too soon to end this episode. I do think there's going to be some pretty long cutscenes coming up, though, so that could change my mind. So, who's the sage of this temple? It's Neburu. Kid, let me thank you. Look what the little kid has become in the past 7 years. A competent swordsman. By the way, I really messed up. I was brainwashed by those old witches and used by Ganondorf to do his evil will. But isn't it funny that a person like me could turn out to be the Sage of Spirit? And now I'm gonna fight them as one of the 6 sages. Heh. I'm gonna pay them back for what they did to me. Kid, no, Link, the hero of time. Instead of keeping the promise I made back then, I give you this medallion. Take it. Apparently the Gerudo have always been insanely powerful because, you know, the way she was wielding that axe and swinging it around, that was crazy. In Breath of the Wild, it's much more obvious because they're like 8 feet tall and they're all jacked. They don't have that look in this game, though. They look like slender woman. If only I knew you would become such a handsome man. I should have kept the promise I made back then. That's kinda creepy. He was like 10? Link, the hero. Finally, all of us, the 6 sages, have been awakened. The time for the final showdown with the King of Evil has come. Before that, though, you should meet the one who is waiting for you. The one who is waiting for you at the Temple of Time. Well, there's our direct hint at where to go next. Gotta check this, though, in case it's a heart piece. It's pretty much not possible to pick up that boulder without getting hit, because the animation for it is so ridiculously long. The one bad thing about the mirror shield is that it cannot reflect objects, so you can't send their Deku Nuts back at them. Oh no, is this just a red potion and green potion too? I swear, there is one of these scrubs somewhere in the game that gives you a heart piece. So, we're just gonna go straight back to the Temple of Time. I mean, we're basically trapped here without a warp song. It's not really a way back because that ghost won't guide you back. I've been waiting for you, Link. Oh, it's Sheik. Whoops. Link, the hero of time. You have overcome many hardships and awakened 6 sages. And now you have a final challenge, a showdown with Ganondorf, the king of evil. Before that, I have things I want to tell only to you. Please listen. Another unknown legend of the Triforce passed down by the Shadow Folk, the Sheikahs. If you would seek the sacred triangle, listen well. The resting place of the sacred triangle, the sacred realm, is a mirror that reflects what is in the heart. The heart of one who enters it. If an evil heart, the realm will become full of evil. If pure, the realm will become a paradise. The Triforce, the sacred triangle. It is a balance that weighs the 3 forces: power, wisdom, and courage. If the heart of the one who holds the sacred triangle has all 3 forces in balance, that one will gain the true force to govern all. But if that one's heart is not in balance, the Triforce will separate into 3 parts: power, wisdom, and courage. Which is exactly what happened when Ganondorf tried to take it. Only one part will remain for the one who touched the Triforce, the part representing the force that one most believes in. Pretty obvious which one Ganon got. If that one seeks the true force, that one must acquire the 2 lost parts. Those 2 parts will be held within others chosen by destiny, who will bear the Triforce mark on the backs of their hands. I used to actually think about getting a tattoo on my left hand of the Triforce. Didn't do it, probably won't do it, but it was a thought. 7 years ago, Ganondorf, the king of thieves, used the door you opened in the Temple of Time and entered the sacred realm. But when he laid his hands on the Triforce, the legend came true. The Triforce separated into 3 parts. Only the Triforce of power remained in Ganondorf's hand. The strength of the Triforce of power enabled him to become a mighty, evil king, but his dark ambitions were not satisfied. I mean, he must have already been really powerful because he, destroyed all of Hyrule on his own before getting the Triforce of power. To gain complete mastery of the world, Ganondorf started looking for those chosen by destiny to hold the 2 other Triforce parts. The one who holds the Triforce of courage is you, Link. And the other, who holds the Triforce of wisdom, is the 7th sage, who is destined to be the leader of them all. Princess Zelda. It is I, Princess of Hyrule, Zelda. I apologize for meeting you in disguise, but it was necessary to hide from the King of Evil. Please forgive me. On that day, 7 years ago, Ganondorf attacked Hyrule Castle. I saw you as I was escaping from the castle with my attendant, Impa. I thought I should entrust the Ocarina to you. I thought that would be our best chance. As long as you had the Ocarina in your possession, I thought Ganondorf could never enter the Sacred Realm, but something I could never expect happened. After you opened the door of time, the Master Sword sealed you away in the Sacred Realm. See, that's what I was talking about in the last episode. She had no clue that was going to happen, and the stuff in the Spirit Temple was saying it as if it was like prophecy. Everyone knew it was going to happen, so those signs made no sense. Your spirit remained in the Sacred Realm, and then the Triforce fell into Ganondorf's hands. He went on to invade the Sacred Realm. Ganondorf had become the evil king, and the Sacred Realm became a world of evil. All of this is an unfortunate coincidence. I passed myself off as a Sheikah and hoped that you would return. I waited for 7 years. She did that same pose when she was a kid 7 years ago. And now you're back. The Dark Age ruled by Ganondorf, the evil king, will end. The 6 sages will open the sealed door and lure Ganondorf back into the Sacred Realm. I will then seal the door to the Sacred Realm from this world. Thus, Ganondorf, the evil king, will vanish from Hyrule. Link, in order to do this, I need your courage again. Please protect me while I do my part. And here is a weapon that can penetrate the evil king's defenses. The power given to the chosen ones. The sacred arrow of light. So, you know, one thing about Breath of the Wild that always confused me is that it seems like the Triforce isn't even mentioned in that game. It's never shown that Link or Zelda have a piece, or even Ganondorf. So I'm wondering if that's just going to be a thing in Breath of the Wild 2? Maybe they planned it all along? Or maybe they wanted to just not include the Triforce in that story? Very curious to find out. That rumbling, it can't be. Princess Zelda. Oh, okay. This is Ganondorf. Princess Zelda, you foolish traitor. I commend you for avoiding my pursuit for 7 long years. But you let your guard down. I knew you would appear if I let this kid wander around. My only mistake was to slightly underestimate the power of this kid. No, it wasn't the kid's power I misjudged. It was the power of the Triforce of Courage. But with the Triforce of Wisdom that Zelda has, when I obtain these 2 Triforces, then I will become the true ruler of the world. If you want to rescue Zelda, come to my castle. Seems like the Triforce of Power is a little bit unbalanced. I mean, Ganondorf can do a lot of crazy stuff with that. Link is only able to do some pretty crazy stuff because of all the powers he gained along his journey, whereas it seems like Ganondorf just got them the instant he got the Triforce of Power. A little bit unfair. Off to Ganon's castle. This time it's not to just look at it, though. But there is this giant gap here. What do we do about that? Link, can you hear me? It's Rauru, the sage. We 6 will gather our power to create a bridge to the castle where Ganondorf dwells. The castle's keep, which is known as Ganon's Tower, is protected by 6 evil barriers. Bring down the 6 barriers and save Princess Zelda. So, I'm thinking I'll just make the final 2 episodes longer. So, I guess I'll break the seal to get into where Ganon is in this episode. And then the next episode, we will finish things up. So Ganondorf has decorated this place in his image, I guess. He's done a lot of renovating in the last 7 years. We'll just start off with the door closest to us. The Spirit Temple, the place that loves these rupees. Oh wait, no, was that the Shadow Temple? I think that was the Shadow Temple. Oh, right, I got the invincibility roll through both of those. I think it's towards the end of the roll. I got it through all 3. Nice. Oh, no. The cutscene made me stop short and I got hit anyway. So, that is another one of the rooms that is notoriously laggy. This is one of the very few uses of bomb shoes you have. Well, after the switch, right here. If you look up, there's a little hole in the wall up there that a bomb shoe can fit through. I'm very happy that I still have some. There's really only like 2 places in the entire game that they're... I think... Oh. Okay. That makes sense then. But yeah, I think there's really only like 2 places in the entire game that they're required. And I'm trying to think if they actually are required or if there's an alternate method. Pretty sure on this one at the very least, it is 100% required. I don't actually have it memorized which one of these is the correct one. But yeah, if you do the wrong ones, then those hands try and come down to grab you. We're just going to completely ignore him though. And we have our first use of the Arrow of Light. These things here. This is Impa. Oh wait, no. This is Naburu. The spirit barrier is dispelled. Hurry up, kid. So I'm guessing the sages help you throughout the temple, or throughout this dungeon. Not quite sure what those things are. I mean, I guess they're energy sources for Ganondorf's barrier here. Because if you even touch this barrier, you get flung away from it. I don't know if it does damage. It probably does. I can't really test it though, unless I go all the way back to the entrance, because down at the bottom it actually doesn't have a hitbox. So we'll do fire. Oh wait, no. I can't do fire yet. One of the first ones you're supposed to do is actually this one, because there is another item in here that we have yet to get. So once we get this item, we'll be good to go. I think I need the hammer and the lens of truth here, and the hook shot. So I actually need all of these items that I already had equipped, but I need the lens of truth before I need the light arrows. I knew it wasn't anything important, but I wanted to get it anyway. Can't get much worse than a blue rupee. So, you're actually supposed to light this torch, and then it opens up a bunch of platforms here, but you can just do this to get across, which, I mean, it's way easier and faster. And I guess I did need the hover boots for once. That's another thing you were actually supposed to light that torch for, but, didn't want to do that, so... Oh well, maybe next time. Oof, that was actually a lot closer than I thought it was gonna be. So we can get through the whole area without needing to use that torch with its platforms. I guess it's not intended, but I mean, it doesn't really seem like a glitch. You're just using the item in a way that's completely normal. But yeah, we got the golden gauntlets. I'm surprised at how quickly they give you an upgrade, because I mean the last temple was the silver gauntlets and then we immediately get gold. You'd think that they would have put the silver gauntlets at a much earlier point in the game. Okay. There might actually be another spot where I kind of need those boots in here, so I guess I'll keep them on for now. The shadow barrier is dispelled. Please save the princess. I guess the sages have magical abilities too. They can just appear and then disappear. Zelda's downright overpowered in Breath of the Wild, but in this game, she's much more of like a physical fighter than a magic fighter. Well, I guess we never see it. I'm just kind of basing it off of what she does in Smash Brothers and Melee. Like, all of her attacks are like ninja moves and stuff where she's hitting you and like throwing needles at you and stuff, so... Smash Brothers is usually extremely true to characters in games though, so... I'd believe it if that's how she fights. I did not remember that was an ice trap. Makes sense that this would be the place for ice traps, though. I've never really thought about this, but I wonder if like the hover boots plus ice are like have like a compounding effect where you slide even more. Since I've never thought about it, probably not. Man, this game could not handle blue fire, jeez. I don't know if I need a second one, but just in case, so I don't have to come back. I'll get it now. Can I just... Oh, it's not. He's not tall enough to reach up there. I know that's definitely not how you're intended to do it, but that would have been cool. I think this is the correct way to do this. Again, it's one of those puzzles that I did like the first time I played this game, and then I never did it again. You extremely rarely actually need to do the trials unless you manually turn them all on in randomizers. I always set it to a random number, and for some reason this one's just never picked, so I never have to do this trial. All the trials are super short though, so once you have everything you need to complete them, it's over very quickly. This is honestly probably one of the longer ones since it has a block puzzle in it. They should have made one like a trial by combat. That would have been cool. Majora's Mask has something like that at the... It's an optional thing though, it's not at the end of the game. It's a ton of fun though when they put those in Zelda games. Like Wind Waker has the... I don't know what it's called, but it's a grotto that goes on for like 40 levels. The water barrier is dispelled. Hurry up. It's probably one of my favorite parts of the game. It's the only part of the game that actually like pushes you in terms of combat and is kind of difficult. Normally, combat is just super easy in the majority of Zelda games. Breath of the Wild was the only one that I ever really died multiple times in. I'll save that for my Breath of the Wild playthrough in like 6 months or whenever it happens though. These things are kind of annoying with the hover boots because you gotta quickly move out of the way for their attack so that they'll turn their back to you, and then you gotta quickly move back, and the hover boots are not good at quick movements like that. Oh my God. I can't believe how many 5 rupees are in this game. I don't think it's possible to hit all 5 of these torches with Din's Fire in one use. I'm gonna try it though. I'm probably gonna miss both of those ones on the far end. Oh, I didn't, okay. But yeah, I still didn't get that one. Even when you think Din's Fire has its time to shine, it still fails. Okay, we need Lens of Truth here, I think? Oops. And I'm gonna need the bombs to kill those guys, and I guess light arrows for later. Try and minimize the number of pauses. Okay, maybe I didn't need light arrows. I think they kind of exaggerated the effect of wind in this game. I really don't think it would be able to push a person that far. And fast. I guess the hover boots just basically make you weightless, maybe. Since you can walk on air for a little while. I think I can make this without jumping. Okay, good. Just gotta wait for this to stop spinning. And then that switch made one of those appear. I guess I can just walk to it. I'm just a little nervous because if you fall, you have to get every single rupee a second time. That's only if you haven't gotten them all. Once you've unlocked the door, you're good to go. So now we're seeing Saria here. Pretty sure if you have full health, they always put both magic and arrows in these pots. One pot has arrows, one pot has magic. We haven't seen Saria in so long. The forest barrier's dispelled. Hurry up, Link. They basically all say the same thing. So I guess Link like ruptures the whatever that thing is, and then the sages fully destroy it since they all appear afterwards. Not entirely sure how that works. So now we get to show off what the gold gauntlets can do. That's what these things are for. Link gets pretty strong when he gets the gold gauntlets. Not only can he pick it up, he can throw it 1,000 feet in the air and shatter it completely. This room has invisible enemies, and it's got like 20 treasure chests in it. Pretty sure, once again, they're all useless. I think one of them has maybe a 200 rupee in it. And there's probably a couple ice traps in here as well. But there's no way to know if it has an ice trap or not, so I just gotta open them. Other than having it memorized, which there's so many treasure chests in here. I don't have them memorized. There's an ice trap. If you're expecting it though, you only take a quarter heart damage, so it's not a big deal. I was about to pick up those arrows on the ground, but then the treasure chest gave me arrows. And that one actually did no damage. Wow. So you can mash out even faster than I realized. There's 3? Wow, yeah. Okay, apparently you can take 0 damage from ice traps. I honestly didn't know that. I think we need the Ocarina in here. Although this is Ganon's castle, it was originally Zelda's, and so there are still remnants of areas that respect the royal family's song. I mean, it's obvious Ganon's been in here because he locked this door, so I'm surprised he didn't just, like, paint over this or something. He's obviously done a very large amount of renovating, after all. This is probably one of the strictest time limits in the entire game. Is this room? I thought I was just gonna barely miss it. The boulders in this room are definitely the most annoying, because even when one hits you, the other just gets right in your way right after. Okay, I think there's another little alcove or whatever you call these. Oh, I thought that was the last one. Okay. Whew. So the time limit doesn't actually stop when you get all the rupees. And this one they try and trick you. You're supposed to use Lens of Truth, but you can just walk right through if you know it's there. They even put a, one of those stupid, I forgot what they're called, but the giant hands that take you back to the start, they put one of those in here. And they were just hoping you'd be looking around for the orb that you're supposed to hit, and you'd be distracted, so then you'd get grabbed by the hand while you're distracted. Feels like a troll, honestly. But it makes sense, because, I mean, Ganondorf designed all of this, so... Feels more like a troll by Ganondorf than a troll by the developers. I think this is the final one. So, if I'm right, we'll be ending things right after this one. So, this platform, this entire giant platform, normally falls slowly while you're on it. But if you have the hover boots, I guess you count as weightless, so it doesn't. But it doesn't really make sense because these things kind of are the exact same concept, but they do still fall. So I don't get that. But yeah, we couldn't do this room before without the gauntlets because there is a silver rupee under it. Which means Ganondorf must be able to lift those too because he placed the silver rupee under it. All he needs is the Triforce of Power to match Link's entire arsenal of items. Boy, those things have a long invincibility window after you hit them the first time. But yeah, you actually have to throw it in order to get access to this rupee, so you can use this as a platform. I would not have been able to make it back there with the hover boots because this is not a grabbable edge. Alright, one last time, hover boots. Never wearing you again after this. This should be the final one. Oops. And we are still not wearing the fire tunic. Never once put it on the entire game. That Goron must be so sad. He thought he helped us. Well, I guess he doesn't know. It's not like he saw us not put it on. So if I'm right, this is the last one. Well, if it is, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate it if you could leave me a like, subscribe if you're new. I've also got links in the description down below to support me. I've got Patreon, my store link where I sell Pokemon products, as well as affiliate links. But other than that, let's see if this was indeed the last one. Yep, it sure was. Ganondorf's barrier is no more. So, I will see you guys in the final episode where we defeat Ganondorf.